Evening. Welcome to the presentation for Steroid 15. My name is Erica Moore. The presentation will begin in 5 minutes. We are just awaiting our panelists. The presentation will begin in 2 minutes.
Good evening. The Florida Department of Transportation would like to welcome you to the public meeting for State Road 15 resurfacing project. My name is Helen James, and I'm the FDOT project manager for this project. This public meeting is relative to financial management project number 44617115201. Next slide, please. Slide 3, introductions. Slide 4. At this moment, I will introduce the project team. With us this evening, we have our consultant team, Propel Engineering, led by project manager Maj Alam. We also have Jim Momoka and Issa Amadou. Lastly, if there are any elected officials that have joined the meeting, I invite you to please introduce yourselves. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next slide, please. Slide 5, agenda. Next, I will go over this evening's brief agenda. We will start our presentation with technical information, non-discrimination policy and rules of engagement. We'll then go over the project location and overview, the existing roadway, the proposed improvements, the temporary traffic control plans, the project schedule and cost. We'll then open up for questions and answers and end with a closing and contact information. I will now pass it on to Ms. Erica to cover the first item on the agenda.
Slide 6, technical information. Slide 7, technical information. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting is being held both virtually and in person, virtually via GoToWebinar. All attendees will remain in listen-only mode during the duration of the meeting until the Q&A at the end, where you can use the raised hand tool shown here on the screen in order to pick for questions. Slide 8, virtual public meeting, public notice. Public notice was sent out to all property owners or tenants within 300 feet of the project limits. Emails were sent to the project contact list. The advertisement for this public meeting was posted on the Florida Administrative Register and on social media. Slide 9, non-discrimination policy and rules of engagement. Slide 10, non-discrimination policy. The Florida Department of Transportation complies with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This meeting is being held without regards to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. For further questions or concerns, you may contact either our District 4 FDOT Title IV coordinator, Title VI coordinator, Sharon Sanghai, at 954-777-4190, or our Tallahassee office FDOT Title VI coordinator, Jacqueline Paramore, at 850-414-4753. Slide 11, rules of engagement. This virtual public meeting is being recorded. If you experience technical difficulties, please contact myself at 561-389-1622 or at erica@propel-engineering.com so that a member of our technical support team may assist you. All attendees will remain muted throughout the meeting. Attendees are welcome to submit any questions or comments using the GoToWebinar question panel at any time, and a member of our team will respond during the open discussion. If you're participating via telephone and have a comment or question, please feel free to submit them to our FDOT project manager, Helen James, after the meeting, and a response will be provided. Slide 12, and I'll be handing it over to Maj.
Okay, thank you, Erica. Slide 12, project location and overview. Slide 13, the project limits. As you can see in the aerial map, we are showing the project begins right at the Palm Beach and Martin County line, showing on the bottom, and it goes all the way to the end of Martin County line. So the project is within the entirety of Martin County line along State Road 15, which is also known as US 98. Next slide, please. Slide 14. The proposed improvement includes repave the existing roadway, and we will also widen the shoulder to provide 12 feet, which will include 7 feet of paved shoulder and 5 feet of unpaved shoulder. Also, all the existing signing and pavement marking will be upgraded to current standards. The project length is a little over 12 miles. Next slide. Slide 15, existing roadway. Slide 16, this exhibit shows the typical roadway section. As you can see in the middle of the screen, showing two arrows indicating 12 feet travel lane on travel lane at each direction, with 8 feet total shoulder, which have 4 to 5 feet paved shoulder, and rest of them is unpaved shoulder. And the project road right of way is about 66 feet. And this project does not include any right of way acquisition. With that, next slide, please. The slide 17, existing roadway condition. There is a couple of photos showing the existing roadway on the right side. As you can see, two lane showing, and also the project has some straight line, also some curvature. So, and on the left side is showing some of the driveway. The project has several residents and property has a driveway that they're showing on the left side of the pictures. Next slide, please. Slide 18, proposed improvements. Slide 19, it shows that the proposed typical section is similar to the existing one I showed you earlier. As you can see, middle is still showing 12 feet, 2 lanes, indicating 2 arrows, showing 1 lane at each directions. But the existing shoulder are being widened, so it will be proposed to be 12 feet shoulder, which will include 7 feet paved and 5 feet unpaved. That will require about 4 feet of widening of the shoulder along both sides. Next slide, please. The slide 20 is showing some example of the proposed work that on the right side is showing that when the shoulder gonna be widened, they will have those machinery to provide the widening on the outside of the road for the shoulder widening. And on the left side is showing when the contractor will be doing the repaving, those machinery gonna be used for repaving the existing roadway. Next slide. Slide 21, temporary traffic control plans. Slide 22, temporary traffic control plan. So what temporary lane closure will be done basically off-peak hour using flagger operation. So one lane will be maintained that will be using both direction, and which will be performed using the flaggers. And all work we'll be doing in phases so that we reduce the impact to the adjacent community and the traveling public. And we will not be closing the roadway entirety, so that one lane at least will be open all the time. And access to the adjacent property will be maintained also all the times. Next slide. slide number 23. So this is the example of the flagging operation. On the right side of the screen, you can see that that one of the lane on the right side is closed while they are working on it, and that and then the other lane being used for both-way traffic. So which is the left side showing one of the individual is waiting on the other side. So this is the example of using the flagging operation. Next slide, please. Slide 24, project schedule and cost. Slide 25. Currently the plan is at around 90% levels. So the project will be ready for production, which means the construction plan will be ready for bid, will be in January 2023. And letting, which means that we will be going through the process to hire a contractor to start construction. It will be in May 2023. And we anticipate the actual construction will start in summer 2023, and it will take about a year to complete. So estimation completion will be summer 2024. And currently the construction cost for this project anticipated to be around little over 26 million. Next slide, please. So with that, I will have Erika to come back.
Slide 26, questions and answers. Slide 27. To provide a comment, please use the raise hand button on your GoToWebinar panel. Once your microphone is unmuted, please provide your full name first and then your comment. Your microphone will remain unmuted until the comment has been fully addressed. Attendees are also encouraged to submit questions or comments using the GoToWebinar question panel. If your question is not responded to during the event, a response will be provided in writing following the virtual meeting. At this time, I would like to welcome my panelists to join me and unmute themselves and turn on their cameras. If there are any elected officials, please raise your hand if you have any comments or questions. With that, seeing no public officials, I open the floor for questions from the general public. Okay, Maj and Helen, we have one question. Throughout construction, how will access to my property be maintained?
Yeah, as I indicated during my presentation, that the property owner access to their property will be maintained all the time. So what the process that if duty use, there will be another set of team during the construction, which will include contractor and CEI and public involvement officer. They will be conducting open forum kind of public meeting similar to today, and that meeting will be talking about when actually the construction start and when they're gonna be working. So whenever that the contractor ready to work on certain in front of their property, they will be also contacted individually to inform them to ensure that the access to their property maintained all the time.
Next question. There has been a lot of construction around this project or around this area over the last couple of years. Why haven't all these projects been constructed around the same time?
Yeah, that's a good question. DOT has a very strategic way to implement and that have a roadway roadway project. So basically, there is a group of people. Actually, they assess the existing roadway condition. Based on their assessment, that if that certain segment of the roadway require repaving, then FDOT will be segment out their project as a funding. So once the funding is available, that project gonna be on the queue. So, and also there is some operational issue, safety issue, and based on those concerns, also some other projects come in. So you may see that sometimes, concurrent project is going on because of that reason. The project actually generate based on the different avenue, to minimize that any kind of deteriorated pavement. So FDD like to handle them and correct them before it goes not non-usable. So that's the reason you might be seeing that there are several projects going concurrently. But that what was done during the construction and during the design, if there is a concurrent project, that we do really coordinate with them among the team to ensure that the minimized impact to the community and adjacent property are minimized while those construction are being taken place to provide a better infrastructure for the citizen of Florida.
Thanks, Madge. And I just wanted to add, the department does stagger the projects, so we don't have all the roadways closed at the same time, so the residents are able to find a way around the construction sites.
Yes, that's a good.
With no further questions, I thank my panelists for joining me.
There is not on the chat box anything, any question, comment? Yeah.
No questions or comments came. Any additional ones? So thank you guys for joining me for the questions and answers. If you'd like to mute yourselves and turn off your cameras again. Slide 28, closing and contact information. Slide 29, additional comments or questions. Please submit your comments by August 16th, 2022. If your question was not responded to during the event, a response will be provided later. All comments and questions are part of the public record. All registrants will receive a link to the meeting recording. Slide 30, contact information. If you have additional questions, please contact Helen James, FDOT project manager at helen.james@dot.state.fl.us or at 954-777-4347 or toll free at 866-336-8435 extension 4346. Thank you very much for attending today's public meeting. Please complete our exit survey.